Chances are that if you've been to Trader Joe's, you're already a fan. Shopping hacks at a place that doesn't even have a frequent shopper card may seem unusual, but there are some tips and tricks to save you time and money. Watch this before shopping at Trader Joe's again. One of the best unknown perks of Trader Joe's is its samples policy. You might have your standby products that you get every time you visit the store, but Trader Joe's comes out with new products all the time. If you're dairy-free and wondering if the turmeric ginger coconut beverage will suit your taste buds, or you're feeling on the fence about Bloody Mary salsa, ask an employee for a sample. You can try it before you buy it. Pop Sugar points out that there are some exceptions to this amazing policy. They're not going to let you get sick by sampling raw food, and you wouldn't be able to tell if a frozen food is worth it without heating it up. You won't get to try any of the alcoholic products either, so stick to asking for samples of ready-to-eat foods like boxed snacks, jars of jam, or cheese. Pop Sugar interviewed a former Trader Joe's employee who confirmed that you can return anything, even if it's already opened. Seems like the type of thing that might get taken advantage of, right?
This was shipped like this, so we are gonna need a new one.
You obviously broke this yourself.
But overall, the policy works in everyone's favor. Employees don't waste time arguing with customers about what can and cannot be returned, and Trader Joe's gains valuable insight about products that customers don't care for. Win-win for everyone. Trader Joe's definitely has a cult following, and with mass appeal comes massive crowds. There's nothing that ruins the shopping vibe faster than overcrowded parking lots, long lines, and cramped aisles. Instead of wasting your time, take advantage of people who have done their research and are willing to share the best time to hit Trader Joe's. The Daily Meal suggests avoiding Trader Joe's on any weekday during lunchtime. Unfortunately, that doesn't just mean the noon hour. The lines don't die down until around 3 p.m., so stay away until well after conventional lunches are over.
Once in a while, I'll take a long lunch, a siesta.
You won't want to dilly-dally too long, though, because things pick up again after 5 p.m. for the post-work rush. When it comes to weekends, both Saturday afternoon and Sunday evening are popular shopping times, too. According to a Redditor who claims to be a Trader Joe's manager, the best time to avoid the crowds is as soon as they open on a Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll have the store to yourself and access to all the products that sell out quickly each day. If you do happen to find yourself on a long line, entertain your brain by picking up a copy of the Fearless Flyer. Trader Joe's describes the flyer by asking, is it a newsletter, a catalog, a comic book? Yes, yes, and perhaps even yes. Basically, it's an illustrated bi-monthly publication that's supposed to announce new products and deals. Informative, yes, but we mostly read it because it's hilarious. The pages are filled with old-timey cartoons with witty captions, and the product descriptions have more cringe-worthy puns than you thought possible in a 16-page publication. Their corn salsa is an amazing condiment. That's so bad, it's good. Add in some weird comics and off-the-wall humor, and you'll find yourself craving a line just to take the time to read the thing cover to cover. Trader Joe's does sell some big-name brands, but why would you pick up a $5 box of cereal when you can get a Joe's brand for $2 less? Opting for private label products is one of the easiest ways to save money at the grocery store, and you don't have to sacrifice quality when you shop at TJ's. Big brand suppliers may make some of these private label products. In 2010, Fortune suggested that Trader Joe's pita chips were made by Stacy's, and that Stonyfield Farm supplied much of the yogurt on the East Coast. Eater took things one step further and used the Freedom of Information Act to request recall information that mentioned Trader Joe's by name. That allowed them to identify a few potential suppliers, like Wonderful Pistachios and Snack Factory's Pretzel Crisps. Of course, big brands wouldn't want you to know that you can pick up their food for less at Trader Joe's, so it's unlikely any of these comparisons will ever be confirmed. Even the former VP of Marketing, Mark Gardner, told Eater that he was in the dark about who made the brand's most popular products. It's a secret agreement, and no one is allowed to talk about the product suppliers. Trader Joe's doesn't market themselves as a Whole Foods-type store or a gourmet market, but it kind of is.
It's some serious gourmet shit.
The low-key grocery store has been selling wine since the 1960s, and their successful low-cost formula has allowed them to offer affordable versions of gourmet cheeses, specialty nuts, and exotic frozen meals. Many of these products would have been considered gourmet at the time they arrived, and Trader Joe's continues to stay a step ahead of food trends by offering innovative new products each year. According to the Trader Joe's website, its private label brands contain high-quality ingredients too. They don't use artificial flavors or preservatives, MSG, GMO ingredients, or partially hydrogenated oils. Their labels may not say GMO-free on the product, but Trader Joe's assures customers that their brands don't contain any GMO ingredients. They also claim to sell tons of organic products, and their organic options can be less expensive than conventional options. Unfortunately, Trader Joe's doesn't have everything you'll find in a normal grocery store. A typical Trader Joe's has an average of 4,000 products in each store, compared to the 38,900 you'll find at most grocery stores. That means if you're looking for necessities like toothpicks, diapers, cornstarch, or aluminum foil, you'll have to make a stop at another store while you're out. You also won't find all the choices of brand variety that you may be accustomed to.
I don't want this pomade. I want Dapper Dan.
I don't carry Dapper Dan, I carry Fop.
Well, I don't want Fop, goddammit. I'm a Dapper Dan man.
That can be a good thing. After all, who really wants to compare the ingredients and price on 12 different brands of ketchup? Trader Joe's only has one option: Trader Joe's Organic Ketchup. They do this on purpose, so you can rest assured that they tried it, they liked it, and they trust that you don't need any other options. In some ways, that level of confidence is comforting, but if you're expecting to have product variety, you might want to realign your expectations before you walk in the door. No trip to Trader Joe's is complete without a stop by the alcohol aisle. When founder Joe Coulombe opened the first Trader Joe's in 1967, his vision was to create a neighborhood grocery store with a great wine selection. Today, that selection has expanded to beer and spirits too, depending on the state's liquor laws. If you're lucky enough to live in a state where you can shop all three, you'll find an excellent selection of usually inexpensive options. They're most famous for their $2 Chuck, a super value-priced Charles Shaw wine available in a variety of red and white varietals. Their prices on non-private labeled alcohol is similarly inexpensive, and when it comes to beer, the Chicago Tribune reports that Trader Joe's beers are often brewed by award-winning breweries. Make sure to ask questions before you put these items in the cart, though, because sometimes the alcohol isn't covered in their return policy. When you're looking at things you should and shouldn't buy at Trader Joe's, the produce section is pretty polarizing. On the one hand, their organic produce is usually less expensive or comparable with other grocery stores, according to the kitchen. Unfortunately, it's not always packaged in a way that makes sense. As Kiplinger points out, a lot of Trader Joe's produce is prepackaged, making it impossible for you to choose how much you want to buy. That's great if you want to buy a whole package of carrots, but what if you just wanted one apple? Sorry, you have to buy the entire bag.
Why?
Those are just the rules.
That said, there are some great deals to be had in the produce aisle, but steer clear of the prepared produce. Things like riced cauliflower and spiralized carrots cost way more than doing it yourself at home. The one item that does always shine is the super cheap bananas. They're always priced at 19 cents, the same price they were in the 70s. Trader Joe's frozen section is absolutely legendary. There is more variety in this section than anywhere else in the store, and it's not just ingredient variety. You can stock up on filling main dishes for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or pick up a few items to have on hand for an appetizer or snack. They also have dozens of dessert options. Because most of the items in this section are private label products, the prices are super reasonable, and it's safe to say you could eat out of the frozen section for weeks without repeating a meal. Items at Trader Joe's can disappear pretty quickly and sometimes forever. A Redditor who claims to work at the largest Trader Joe's in America explained that's because they often don't order a lot of stock. If they have too little and run out, that's better than ordering too much and running into food waste, which could drive the prices up. This can happen with any product, especially the best-selling items that generate a lot of buzz. The Redditor went on to explain that this tends to happen more quickly with seasonal products. Some new products don't do well, which means the store won't reorder it when it's out. That makes more space for the products that everyone loves. Whether it's a regular product or a seasonal item, NBC News suggests loading up your cart if you find something you love. Things like frozen items won't go bad quickly, and you can check the shelf-stable products for the sell-by date to see how long you have to use them. You never know if the item will be out of stock for a day, or a few weeks, or forever. But better not to find out. You don't have to buy pre-made freezer meals to make quick, healthy dinners from Trader Joe's. We love combining items from the freezer aisle, product section, and pantry shelves to mix and match dinners that can be ready in as few as 15 minutes. Combine a pork tenderloin with barbecue sauce in the Instant Pot and plop the shredded pork on Trader Joe's brioche buns for easy pulled pork sandwiches. Or if you don't feel like cooking at all, opt for their refrigerated pulled pork. It's ready in the microwave after only 3 minutes. It's easy to combine pre-cooked meals with buns and tortillas to make sandwiches and tacos, but you can also combine items from the freezer aisle to make a well-rounded, healthy meal. Add sausage or chicken to frozen vegetarian meals like penne arrabbiata, or cook pot stickers and stir-fry vegetables together, straight from the freezer. Add one of Trader Joe's signature sauces like gyoza dipping sauce or Thai green curry simmer sauce, and these pre-made packaged items will taste like a home-cooked meal. There always seems to be a contest going on at Trader Joe's. Many contests are for gift cards, but some result in a grocery bag full of goodies or bragging rights for liking the top-voted products in their annual Customer Choice Awards. The easiest contest to win also happens to be pretty good for the environment, too. Most Trader Joe's locations will give you a 5-cent discount for bringing a reusable bag. The kitchen disclosed that some locations also have a weekly raffle. Win a $25 gift card if you spend $25 or more and bring your own bag. It's not well advertised, though, so ask the cashier at your local store for more details. It's one of the only downsides to shopping at Trader Joe's, and that's the likelihood something you want just isn't going to be there. But as it turns out, there is some method to this madness. Here's the real reason Trader Joe's is always out of products. In keeping with its seafaring theme, Trader Joe's applies the gangway factor to its products. What does that mean? Gangway, with its nautical stylings and which can also be defined as an interjection meaning out of the way, actually makes perfect sense. See, Trader Joe's stores are typically the opposite of ginormous, and that means that they can't just keep adding new products on top of old products, particularly if a product isn't doing well. And that brings us to the gangway factor. According to the company's FAQ, it's a common reason a product might be discontinued. They explain, because we introduce new products every week, we have to eliminate items that aren't selling strongly enough to earn their spot on the shelf. It's a matter of space, and it keeps things interesting. In other words, those duds simply have no choice but to gangway. Yes, it's a bummer when one of your favorites doesn't make the cut, but think of all of the tasty new products that may have landed in their place. In March 2019, a Redditor claiming to work for the largest Trader Joe's in America had readers riveted with their inside knowledge of why it can seem like stores are always out of products. One of the biggest reasons, they explained, is because the company practices a truck-to-shelf system. Essentially, that simply means that products come right off of the truck and go onto the shelf without sitting in storage. Products are ordered only when they're needed, and that has some major benefits, occasional inconvenience aside. A Trader Joe's manager who spoke to Domino confirmed the truck-to-shelf system and explained that since there's no huge stock room, what you see on the floor is what you get. While it might be limiting, it means products, particularly produce, is fresh. As frustrating as it can be from a consumer standpoint, we can all get behind a company that's committed to less waste, right? If there's one thing you can count on at Trader Joe's, it's a good value for a good product. Unfortunately, that means that if the price of a product goes up and the increase is outside of their control, they might axe it rather than pass that price hike on to customers. Trader Joe's explains in their FAQs that this is one of the factors that determines the fate of a product. The cost of producing the item may increase, changing commodity prices, new manufacturing requirements, etc. And in turn, the price. If it no longer makes sense as a value, then we may choose to discontinue it. It's hard to be mad at a company that is so adamant about keeping prices low, and it's actually kind of refreshing. Keep that in mind next time you're cursing them for discontinuing your favorite fruit leather. There are certain products at Trader Joe's that we know won't last forever, like candy cane JoJo's and pumpkin-flavored anything. Those are seasonal products, of course, and you can't expect stores to keep holiday-flavored foods into the summer, as much as you might like them to.
It's that special time of year where we voluntarily imbibe pumpkin spice lattes, the coffee that tastes like a candle.
But it isn't just the holiday-centric items that are seasonal. It's fresh produce, too. Certain fruits and veggies just aren't available year-round at bargain prices, and like it or not, it's one reason that a product is discontinued, if even for a short time. The company explains why a product might disappear, saying, it may be a seasonal product, for example, Brussels sprout stalks, which are only available specific times of the year. And that works in their favor. Look at it this way. If you know that each summer Trader Joe's is going to release that absolutely perfect Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, won't you keep coming back when the weather warms up? Of course you will. This might come as a surprise, but there's not actually some unicorn-powered product-making machine sitting in the back of each store cranking out perfect replacements of products when stock runs low.
You don't love me!
No, Trader Joe's gets its products from real-life suppliers who sometimes have real-life production issues and who can't simply wave a magic wand and make fruits and veggies grow on demand. That's according to the all-knowing Trader Joe's employee on Reddit who explained another reason why stores might be out of a certain product at any given time. There's also the problems of QA, quality assurance, and production delay. If something is QA'd, it's because there's an issue with the product, like an allergen contamination. If our producers or growers can't grow enough, that could leave us with a shortage. And that happens a lot with things like fruits and vegetables. The Trader Joe's insider added that they've seen it happen with lemons when the weather just wasn't right for producing a bumper crop. Trader Joe's might have all kinds of cool stuff on their shelves, but a weather-controlling machine isn't one of them. So look at it this way. Wouldn't you rather know you're buying quality products, even if it means you have to wait a week? Trader Joe's is less expensive than many grocery stores, and it's a no-brainer why it's so popular across the country. But the shopping experience there can be even better if you shop smarter with these time-saving and money-saving hacks. No matter where you're doing your shopping, bringing your own shopping bags is a smart idea. Most importantly, it helps you cut down on how much plastic you use. Trader Joe's stopped offering single-use carry-out plastic bags in 2019, though that shouldn't be your only reason for bringing reusable bags when shopping there. You'll also want to avoid those unwieldy and hard-to-carry paper bags that the store provides to customers who don't come with their own. Trader Joe's offers an extra benefit to those who remember to bring their own bags, and you might just want to take advantage of it. If you have your own bags, you can enter a raffle to win a $25 Trader Joe's gift card. This raffle is held weekly, so if you shop there often, you might just have a good chance at winning. Who knew that bringing your own bags could actually save you money? It pays to be eco-friendly. Trader Joe's also has the environment in mind when it comes to its produce bags. While these particular containers might look like they're made of plastic, they're actually completely compostable. That's right, they'll break down right along with your fruits and veggies. This can be a huge relief to anyone who doesn't want to contribute to plastic waste, but still values the convenience of using produce bags while shopping. It can be a hassle to take your own produce bags with you every time you go grocery shopping, so Trader Joe's is definitely taking a step in the eco-friendly and customer-friendly direction. There's one particular Trader Joe's hack that's perfect for people with kids or those of us who are eternally young at heart. It's no secret that most little ones don't love going grocery shopping. Adults may enjoy marveling at all the new products and picking out the perfect artisan cheese, but kids won't last long before their attention starts to wane and you realize it's time to get out of there. That's why Trader Joe's has organized an activity that can keep kids busy and engaged while their parents shop. Here's how it works. Staff members hide a stuffed animal somewhere in the store, and then the kids have to look for it. They're sure to have fun whether or not they actually find it, but if they do in fact manage to locate the animal, they also get a little prize, like a lollipop. This hack had been a rumor for a while, and in 2019 the company revealed that it was indeed the real deal. So the next time you take your little one shopping with you, help them spot the toy as you're winding through the aisles. There are a lot of things to love about Trader Joe's, including its very generous return policy. It's always a bummer when you buy something you think you're going to love, but then you end up hating it instead. If you purchased it from somewhere other than Trader Joe's, you might try to choke it down, incorporate it into an existing recipe, or just throw it away entirely. But if you bought it at Trader Joe's, you can return anything that's defective or that you don't like. Did your salad greens go bad before the sell-by date? Take them back for a refund. Did you decide to try the cauliflower pizza crust that looks delicious on the package but your kids wouldn't touch? You can get a refund for that too. Staff members will usually even take back products that are half-eaten, but just remember to be reasonable when taking advantage of this hack. We're all better off when everyone treats an honor system like this one with respect.
I'm sure we'll all feel comfortable within the confines of the honor system.
Most of us would like to take fewer trips to the grocery store on a weekly basis. The less we're in the store, the more time we have for doing other things we love, like spending time in the kitchen thinking of new ways to combine our favorite Trader Joe's products. The best way to cut down on grocery trips is to plan in advance and ask ourselves, what are we going to eat for the week? What do we already have? And what do we need to get at the store? Trader Joe's makes planning a bit easier with its Fearless Flyer. This handy guide lets you know about all the newest seasonal products in the store that you should check out, and it occasionally also advertises deals. You can get the Fearless Flyer online right in your inbox, and it's also available in stores. Even if you don't end up buying anything featured in the flyer, it's still worth picking up. This isn't your average coupon book after all. Rather, it's a clever, witty read with plenty of puns and old-timey illustrations. We're sure it was designed to appeal to the chain's famously overeducated and underpaid demographic. Just because we love Trader Joe's doesn't mean we should blindly praise and ignore its faults. While it's famous for its specialty products, and deservedly so, it may not be the best place to shop for every single item on your shopping list. That's why we're here to let you know what you should avoid. Some things you can generally skip at Trader Joe's include the seafood, meat, and rice, which tend to be more expensive than they are at other stores. But it's also important to keep in mind that in general, Trader Joe's offers some of the best prices in the business. So if you don't feel like making a separate run to another store for your fresh meat and produce, that's completely understandable. It's probably not going to blow your budget after all, and you might save a little bit on gas in the long run. If you're a smart shopper and you love snacking as much as we do, you surely take advantage of free samples wherever you go. This is, of course, a great way to try out new products. While there have been some changes to free sample protocol during the COVID-19 pandemic, stores are still handing out various treats, and yet many people don't realize that they can actually sample any individually packaged item in Trader Joe's at any time.
Free sample. Help yourself, okay? Free sample. Tell your friends.
This may not be a feature that shoppers take advantage of regularly, but if you want to know if you like something before you buy it, this is the way to go. Plus, you get a free snack out of it, regardless of whether you decide to buy the item or not. Just ask a staff member the next time you want to test something out in the store, and a hopefully tasty treat will soon arrive in your mouth. We've already established that the Fearless Flyer is an indispensable tool that you should always take advantage of when you head to Trader Joe's. But if you're the type of person to look at the flyer but never make a shopping list because you believe that you'll remember everything you need when you're at the store, you may find that this method just doesn't work. Nothing's worse than getting home only to realize that you forgot to pick up important ingredients for dinner and now have to run back to the store again. One easy way to avoid this dilemma is to use the Trader Joe's Fearless Flyer shopping list, which can save you a ton of shopping time. First of all, you don't have to make it yourself. Just cross items off the list when you find them. And what makes this list especially helpful is the fact that it organizes items by section. That way, you can take the most logical path through the store without blindly wandering through the aisles unsure of where your next item is located. You might already know that Trader Joe's doesn't offer many deals or coupons. Instead of offering a slew of special prices every month, the chain aims to keep its prices consistently low. That's why you're never going to find a coupon for a Trader Joe's product. For those who hate cutting coupons, this is just one more reason to adore Trader Joe's. But for those other shoppers who do in fact love using coupons, they may feel like they're missing out. But don't worry, as there's some middle ground here. It all comes down to what you buy. Trader Joe's does offer a selection of name brand products that are separate from its own label. If you can find manufacturer coupons for these products, Trader Joe's will happily accept them. The store may not offer its own weekly circular, but you can still save big with coupons on the right products. That's a compromise that plenty of deal-hungry shoppers surely appreciate. Some Trader Joe's products are liable to sell out quickly, especially the once-a-year seasonal items. Mini dark chocolate mint stars, we're looking at you. If you're a fan of these products, you'll want to grab them as soon as you can. But it's not like you can always make it to the store as soon as they arrive. Don't despair, though. What many customers don't know is that there's a way to make sure you get the items you want without having to drop everything to make an impromptu shopping trip. Just call ahead to your local Trader Joe's and tell them what you're looking for. They'll be able to tell you if it's still in stock, and then you don't have to waste your time if it isn't there. And if you're worried that it's available but might sell out soon, you can also request that they put it on hold for you. Pick it up whenever you get some time, and you'll never again miss out on your favorite popular Trader Joe's items just because you can't get to the store right away. Trader Joe's isn't like a regular grocery store. It's a cool grocery store, and that's why you should always be on the lookout for the events at your local store. There are activities going on throughout the year, including special offerings and events for kids. If you're looking for a way to save some money the next time you go shopping, be sure to enter into the store's money-saving contests. These contests involve doing everything from drawing cartoons for the Fearless Flyer to creating your own signature ice cream-based recipe to share with the world. These contests are mainly about having fun, but if you can have fun and win a free gift card or get other store perks in the process, why wouldn't you do it? If you're a parent, you can even get your kids to participate, so make sure the whole family's in a good mood when you head to the store. You never know when you're going to win, so it's worth a try if you've got some extra time on your hands. If you forget to bring your own grocery bags with nice long handles that you can easily sling over your shoulder when you've finished your Trader Joe's haul, you may think you're out of luck. Those paper bags with the tiny handles aren't exactly easy to carry to your car, especially if you have a lot of them. And if you have bottles of water, wine, or other liquids to carry, even walking just a few feet to your vehicle can seem like a tall order. But don't worry. Help is always available, as you can ask a Trader Joe's employee to assist you with taking your bags to your car, and they will be happy to oblige. This doesn't necessarily mean that you can expect someone to go out of their way to ask if you need help, but don't let that stop you from politely asking someone yourself. That's just one more way that Trader Joe's works to make life easier for its customers.
So stop by and say hello to some of your neighbors at your local Trader Joe's.
The bright-colored shirts and friendly personalities of the employees are some of the first things that Trader Joe's customers notice when they walk through the door. But there's much more to being a Trader Joe's employee than all that. If you get bored easily, a job at Trader Joe's may help. The store throws a little variety at its employees by allowing them to change tasks throughout their shifts, rather than doing the same thing all day. During a typical shift, a crew member might clean, stock shelves, and check customers out at the cash register. Another perk of being a Trader Joe's crew member is that not only do tasks change during shifts, so do shift times. Employees may have to wake up early on some days to be ready for the frozen truck when it arrives at 4 o'clock in the morning. But they can rest assured that other employees will be doing the same thing on other days while they catch up on some sleep. If you're a firm believer that variety is the spice of life, then working at Trader Joe's might just be a good fit for you. For some employees, working at Trader Joe's can result in a bit of a celebrity status. For example, former Cosby Show actor and Trader Joe's employee Jeffrey Owens went viral when photos of him bagging groceries were published by the Daily Mail. Social media had a bit of a field day with his choice of jobs in between acting gigs.
Did you also feel that those initial reports were trying to job shame you?
I did. You know, when I first saw the pictures and everything, by the way, they photoshopped those pictures, by the way.
Though most crew members' photos probably won't end up on the internet, it's still possible for them to achieve some claim to fame on a smaller scale. One such employee by the name of Haley talked with Refinery29 about how she has become the Trader Joe's girl within her tight-knit community. She gets called that when frequenting the local coffee shop, attending parties, and even at school. Haley said that Trader Joe's is aware of this kind of attention and reminds employees like herself that even when they're not bagging groceries or stocking shelves, they're still representing the store. She also noted that it can feel strange to have those expectations of unwanted pressure. So if you're not ready for the spotlight, you may want to play it safe and stay away from Trader Joe's. One of the most notable perks of being a Trader Joe's employee is the taste testing. Crew members need to know what the food they sell tastes like in order to recommend it to customers after all. One employee told Refinery29 that when the new flyers come out, employees can expect quite a feast in the break room. Another worker revealed that it's common for employees to enjoy breakfast or dessert during openings and closings. If that isn't enough to make you envious of Trader Joe's crew members, they also get the opportunity to be their own chef. One employee told Refinery29 that workers are able to do tastings with different themes and create dishes that everyone can try. It's safe to say that taste testing is a pretty big part of working at Trader Joe's. We imagine this keeps the hunger pains away during a shift and probably saves money during lunch breaks. When Trader Joe's employee shifts are over, they've earned some pretty good change in their pockets. In an AMA post on Reddit, one employee noted that crew members can make anywhere from $10 to $24 an hour. And that's only the beginning. Managers, or captains as Trader Joe's likes to call them, have the ability to make up to 6 figures. If you're a crew member, you have the opportunity to receive a raise twice per year. According to Trader Joe's career website, that raise can be anywhere from 7 to 10%. On the flip side, though, those raises aren't guaranteed. According to the same AMA post, in order to receive a raise, you must excel in 3 specific areas: customer experience, productivity, and working as a team. Any crew member that falls short in even one of those categories most likely isn't going to see a paycheck boost. Trader Joe's employees may be raking in a pretty good income, but it's the benefits that will really blow you away. In a Reddit AMA post, an employee spilled the beans about what to expect. If you love to travel, the good news is that both full-time and part-time employees earn paid time off. Also, employees who work at least 15 hours per week qualify for free dental and vision insurance. Another employee told Refinery29 that the company also offers a pretty generous 18% discount off its workers' phone bill. although that apparently only applies if you're a Verizon customer.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Employees also seem to have no complaints about Trader Joe's 401k option. According to the careers page on the company's website, the company contributes 10% of an eligible crew member's annual salary to their 401k. Trader Joe's has good reason for the amazing benefits options. As the company puts it on its website, "You are making an investment in us. We are making an investment in and for you."
That's what I'm talking about!
Another perk featured on Trader Joe's career page says that crew members receive a 10% discount off all products in store. That even includes the alcohol aisle, which will come in handy for employees when they're stocking up on the infamous 2-buck chuck wine selection. Trader Joe's must really value its employees to give them a discount, as regular customers will never receive that kind of benefit, no matter how often they shop there. Since the company offers low prices every day, they say no to coupons, membership cards, and discounts. So if you're in dire need of a little price cut at Trader Joe's, you'll have to fill out a job application and hope you get hired to see that 10% off your grocery bill.
From seasoning blends to convenient veggie creations, Trader Joe's always keeps its customers excited to discover what sort of culinary concoctions will be dreamt up next. We've rounded up some of the most beloved items to hit the shelves over the years, so keep watching for all the delicious details. Good for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Trader Joe's Everything But the Bagel seasoning has quickly become a smash hit since it was introduced in 2017. It was immediately nominated by customers as one of their favorite products that year and the next. By 2019, it was voted the #1 product at Trader Joe's, with one shopper declaring, "This stuff is quite literally my everything." Everything But the Bagel seasoning consists of sesame seeds, poppy seeds, and sea salt, along with dried garlic and onions. It's obviously great for spicing up a bagel and cream cheese, but this blend can also do so much more than that. Trader Joe's recommends adding it to such delicacies as grilled chicken, buttered popcorn, baked potatoes, dips, pizza dough, salad dressing, pasta, and mac and cheese. Though you can only get this seasoning blend from Trader Joe's, some shoppers have taken to reselling it on Amazon, where it's garnered more than 10,000 positive reviews. If you've never experienced Trader Joe's cauliflower gnocchi, you're seriously missing out. This is another item that customers voted as their favorite in 2019, naming it the best vegan/vegetarian item. These soft little delights located in the freezer section are made with one of the trendiest vegetables around and can be ready to eat in just a few minutes. Cauliflower has a reputation as an extremely versatile veggie. It can be riced, mashed, grilled, made into pizza crust, you name it. You can skip the prep work by grabbing the cauliflower gnocchi from Trader Joe's, and the possibilities for how to cook with it are practically endless. As Grub Street puts it, they're cheap, convenient, and they are ostensibly healthy. Cauliflower gnocchi is the embodiment of the influencer approach to eating, and there are bags upon bags of it in my freezer right now. Maybe that's why you can find displays of this product all over Instagram. In fact, it even has its own dedicated account run by a superfan. Another consistent Trader Joe's crowd pleaser is the Mandarin Orange Chicken. It was voted as favorite entree in the most recent TJ Customer Choice Awards after ranking as the best overall product for several years in a row. Another staple from the freezer section, it surely owes some of its popularity to its convenience. You just have to bake the chicken according to package instructions and then saute it up in the defrosted sauce until it gets perfectly caramelized, sweet, and tangy. According to Trader Joe's, it looks like takeout and tastes even better. And you don't just have to take the company's word for it. According to Insider, chefs rank Mandarin Orange Chicken as one of the best frozen foods you can get at Trader Joe's. And as the kitchen puts it, it's basically like if you got an order of orange chicken from a restaurant and every piece in the carton was a good piece. That sounds like a delicious dream come true.
Tastes like chicken.
JoJo's are basically Trader Joe's take on an Oreo, and they're particularly beloved. At one point, they were ranked as customers' third favorite product on the shelves. But the seasonal version of this treat, the candy cane JoJo's, are on another level entirely. These cookies are so popular, in fact, that they even have their own Facebook page with thousands of likes. The candy cane JoJo's are made with the same chocolate cookies as regular JoJo's, but with pieces of real peppermint in the cream filling. They're only available in limited supply during the holidays, and they consistently fly off the shelves every year. These cookies were ranked as the best version of JoJo's by Spoon University, while shoppers on Influencer have said that these are their favorite cookies to eat at the holidays, with several admitting that they stock up on boxes so that they can eat them year-round. Move over, Reese's. There's a new peanut butter cup in town, and it can be found on the shelves at Trader Joe's. TJ's Dark Chocolate Peanut Butter Cups are a tried-and-true crowd pleaser.
They're smaller and deeper than a typical Reese's and come in a plastic bin that makes it easy to keep popping them into your mouth without thinking about it. Customers voted the dark chocolate peanut butter cups as their favorite sweet treat at Trader Joe's in 2019, a title that it's also held in previous years, along with the distinction of favorite TJ's candy. And how's this for an endorsement? In a peanut butter cup taste test conducted by Mike in 2017, Reese's was ranked lower than Trader Joe's in the dark chocolate category. And in another food listicle, Thrillist ranked the dark chocolate peanut butter cups among its selections of the 50 most essential products at Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's frozen foods aisle is nothing short of a wonderland of unique creations. It's got everything from breakfast to dessert, conveniently prepared produce, all the party appetizers you'll ever need, and all kinds of entrees you'd probably never make from scratch. Ranking high among the treasures is the chicken tikka masala. In 2020, Delish ranked every single frozen meal at Trader Joe's, placing chicken tikka masala as the best of the bunch while declaring, "It's truly the gold star of frozen food, and as good, if not better, than any takeout meal you could order." But forget takeout. As the blog What's Good at Trader Joe's put it, the chicken tikka masala tastes just as authentic as the food from the best Indian restaurants I've been to. That review couldn't find a single fault with the dish, as it also noted, TJ's really went above and beyond with this dish. Everything down to the basmati rice was phenomenal. The texture of the chicken is excellent, there's a good amount of sauce, and the real kicker is that they got the flavor right.
America's the greatest country in the world. Think of all the great things that have come from America.
Rugby, chicken tikka masala.
The only thing better than an ice cream cone is an adorable miniature ice cream cone that's been dipped in chocolate. So that's probably why the Hold the Cone mini vanilla ice cream cones at Trader Joe's are such a huge hit. Also, the fact that these tiny treats are only $2.99 for a box of 8 probably also has something to do with it. These frozen sweets are consistently ranked among TJ customers' favorites. In 2017 and 2018, they were voted the best dessert, and they were named a runner-up in 2019. Thrillist included Hold the Cone on its list of the 50 essential Trader Joe's foods, although they did call them a bit of a mixed blessing, noting, "On the one hand, it's quite appealing as a minimalist after-dinner treat, giving you a downsized version of the glorious experience that is ordering yourself a drumstick right off the ice cream truck, right down to the chocolatey end of the cone, which we all know is the best part. The downside is, their snacky size makes it rather easy to talk yourself into polishing off an entire box." But then they added, well, is that really a downside? We'd have to say no, it's not really a downside since you can always buy another box when you run out. When it comes to Trader Joe's customers' favorite cheese, we should expect the unexpected. By that we mean that the unexpected cheddar continues to be voted the best cheese in the store. As Thrillist described it in their list of the best TJ products, it might be the crown jewel of the TJ's cheese spread. When it comes to unexpected cheddar, expect to eat a whole block in one sitting. And just consider the taste of the Golden State. According to market data, unexpected cheddar is California's favorite Trader Joe's item in the entire store. This is truly a cheddar unlike any other. According to Trader Joe's, at first bite, Trader Joe's unexpected cheddar tastes like an aged cheddar, and then something unexpected happens. The smooth creaminess of the cheddar gives way to a tangy flavor and slightly crumbly texture. A subtle hint of salt crystallization is discovered, and it begins to taste like an aged Parmesan. That's certainly not what you expect from your average block of cheddar. Customers reach for the unexpected cheddar so much that Trader Joe's recently also started offering bags of it in pre-shredded form along with the classic block. So now you're one step closer to adding it to the likes of chili, mac and cheese, and so much more.
That was unexpected.
Spinach and artichoke dip is a comforting classic when it comes to party spreads for everything from holidays to tailgates to potlucks. And why whip it all up from scratch when you can get the cheesy, gooey goodness straight from the Trader Joe's frozen section? TJ's creamy spinach and artichoke dip is a major crowd pleaser. It's made with Swiss and Parmesan cheeses, plus a blend of herbs and spices. And the best part is that it's hot, bubbling, and ready to go after just 5 minutes in the microwave. The creamy spinach and artichoke dip has praise coming in all directions. In 2018, customers voted it their overall favorite appetizer at the store. Pop Sugar includes it on their list of the tastiest comfort foods at Trader Joe's, declaring, "This rich dip will leave you scraping the bottom of the barrel." And Today.com includes it at the top of their list of must-have items from Trader Joe's for a Super Bowl party, noting, "This melty cheesy dip packed with chopped spinach and artichokes rivals homemade or restaurant versions." It's safe to say that cookie butter has taken the United States by storm. The decadent spread made from crushed cookies, creamy fat, and loads of sugar has been a winter staple in Europe for decades. Cookie butter, which is a food paste made from speculoos cookie crumbs, was introduced to the U.S. in 2011, and it's won over countless palates. It was in that year that Trader Joe's introduced its original speculoos cookie butter. It was such a major turning point that the company now refers to 2011 as the year that divided time as we know it into BCB, before cookie butter, and ACB, after cookie butter. The sweet spread has been voted customers' absolutely favorite product at the store several times, and it's easy to see why people love this stuff so much. It's truly delectable and tastes so good with both sweet and savory pairings, or straight out of the jar with a spoon if you're so inclined. Furthermore, it's inexpensive, doesn't need to be refrigerated, and can be used as a piece of all kinds of delicious baked goods. Butternut squash zigzags have developed quite the loyal fan base. It's not because they're made from anything fancy. Literally, it's just butternut squash. Rather, it's because their preparation is frankly genius. The hearty gourd that we love to use in just about everything during the fall comes in crinkle-cut form at Trader Joe's. Not only is this unique, it's practical. The zigzags aren't just great in salads or soups, but they can also be baked into fries or used in place of pasta. Simply put, they're a must-buy for easy and healthy meal prep. Butternut squash zigzags come washed and ready to cook, so all the hard work is already done for you. That ease, coupled with the veggie's versatility, makes the zigzags an easy way to sneak more healthy food into your diet. You might just discover that they have the power to trick even the pickiest of eaters. Now get to shopping and get to eating.
There's a lot to love about Trader Joe's. The ridiculously cheap $2 chuck, the vast array of cheeses at price points that can't be beat, the impressive frozen offerings that a busy host could totally pass off as their own creation to unsuspecting dinner guests. That doesn't even scratch the surface of all the good reasons to shop at TJ's. Really, it would take a lot less time to list the things we don't love about Trader Joe's, because that list consists of exactly one thing: bakery products that seem to spoil minutes after you leave the store. Yes, we're here to talk about the bread, and what we're about to tell you ain't pretty. Sure, everyone loves bread. It brings people together and reveals their true nature, like in Aladdin.
Go on, take it.
But sometimes bread goes bad, and it's not your imagination. Trader Joe's bread actually does go bad really fast. It doesn't matter if you store it on the counter or in the refrigerator, or even what kind of bread you buy. Whether it's sprouted multigrain, sourdough, bagels, lavash, or tortillas, in what seems like no time at all, you see the first signs of mold, and the internet has noticed. Threads on Quora, Reddit, and more are dedicated to the subject, with one Yelp review reading, "Every time I buy bread or pita at Trader Joe's, it goes moldy in about 2 days, way before its expiration date. So what gives?" Well, based on the Trader Joe's website, it seems it's not what's in the bread, it's what isn't in the bread. See, TJ's makes a promise to its customers that none of the food sold under the Trader Joe's private label will contain artificial preservatives. None. Zero. Trader Joe's explains their position on artificial preservatives like this: preservatives are used in food to prevent spoilage and to maintain nutritional value, appearance, and/or flavor for a longer period. Artificial preservatives are synthetically produced chemical substances, like disodium, ethylene, diamine tetraacetic acid, or butylated hydroxyanisole. Our theory is, if it is tough to get out of the mouth, don't put it in the mouth. For preservation purposes, we choose to use substances from natural sources like sugar, salt, vinegar, celery juice, and/or rosemary extract. But celery juice and vinegar, effective as they may be as a natural preservative, are less effective than the artificial ingredients they replace. And that lack of artificial preservatives means that you can't expect your Trader Joe's sprouted wheat sourdough to last as long as a loaf of preservative-laden cheap white bread that's somehow already been sitting on the dollar store shelf for a week. So while TJ's promises great quality fare for exceptional everyday prices, they obviously can't promise that preservative-free bread will have a lengthy shelf life. And seeing your bread turn moldy and gross is enough to make you rethink your entire outlook on bread.
You know that scene in Aladdin where Aladdin gives the orphan kid some bread, he shares his bread with him?
Of course. Well, that scene makes me furious reflecting back on it.
Luckily, there are a couple of tricks to extending the life of your Trader Joe's bread. One Redditor who claimed to be a Trader Joe's manager revealed that the new bread is put in the back, pushing older loaves to the front. So if you want fresh bread, reach in the back and find the newest loaf you can. He also explained that looming expiration dates may indicate the store is over-ordering. So if you're lucky enough to have more than one Trader Joe's near you, it might be worth checking out another store selection. Still, if you really want to make sure that your Trader Joe's bread doesn't go bad, there's the old standby, the freezer. According to Epicurious, freezing is far and away the best method for preserving bread. Not only does freezing guard against mold in the staling process, but it also means your bread will return to the same state of glory as the day you bought it. That's because when you pop a slice of frozen bread into your toaster, the toasting process will bring those frozen starches back to life and make your bread taste just like new again. So if you're dead set on living life on the edge by buying Trader Joe's bread, our suggestion is to just buy as much of that delicious bread as you like and toss it all in the freezer. That way you'll never have to deal with a moldy slice again.
There's a lot to love when it comes to shopping at Trader Joe's. There's definitely a bit of a learning curve, though, when it comes to making the most out of a Trader Joe's shopping trip. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or a newbie, you'll want to be mindful of these things not to do. When you walk through the doors of your local Trader Joe's, you might be inclined to head right to the display of ridiculously cheap bananas. But look a step further, and you can find a treasure trove of fresh flower bouquets, a few types of potted plants, and herbs. Add a bouquet of flowers to your cart, even if you're just there to pick up a few things, because you deserve it. Trader Joe's flowers are incredibly affordable, and the store doesn't skimp on quality either. The kitchen compared flower prices at other stores like Costco and Whole Foods and found that Trader Joe's has some of the most affordable flowers on the market, with bouquets starting at $3.99. So go ahead and
treat yourself.
Before you start making your Trader Joe's shopping list, you'll want to take a peek at the latest Fearless Flyer. Part newsletter, part magazine, part comic book. The Fearless Flyer is where you'll find all the information you could ever want about Trader Joe's newest products. And because the store is constantly adding new items to its shelves, reading the Fearless Flyer is one of the best ways to prepare in advance for your upcoming shopping trip. The flyer often contains recipes, nutrition information, and creative ways to use Trader Joe's groceries. You can ask Trader Joe's to add you to their Fearless Flyer mailing list for a hard copy or sign up to receive the flyer via email. They also have a handy email newsletter with even more information, ranging from events and contests to how-to guides. One of the best parts of shopping at Trader Joe's is the ability to sample products, including new food items. There's often a friendly employee manning a sample station near the back of the store, handing out tiny paper cups of food or little napkins topped with a piece of their newest pastry. You might be so excited at the prospect of tasting these new foods that you accidentally set your trash down on the countertop or drop it into your cart. But as insiders stated, this is really bad etiquette, and it's a pet peeve of store staffers. Employees already work hard to keep prices cheap. Go ahead and make their lives a little easier by tossing your sample trash in a garbage can, or, if necessary, in your shopping bag. Clean up after yourself so that your store stays neat and tidy for other shoppers. Shopping at Trader Joe's with kids can actually be a really fun outing for them. No complaints about boring grocery shopping here. Trader Joe's welcomes children with their parents with open arms. To make it even more fun for families, staff members at many locations hide a cute stuffed animal somewhere in the store. Lobsters, lemurs, donkeys, monkeys, and whales are just some of the animals that kids have spotted hanging out among the canned goods or between boxes of cookies. Even better, kids who find the stuffed animals get a little treat or prize for their discovery. Not all stores hide stuffed animals, but most do, so it's worth a shot. A Trader Joe's spokeswoman told Today that the game is intended to help keep little shoppers engaged while their parents grab everything on their list. While pretty much everything you'll find on the shelves of your local Trader Joe's is delicious, there may be times when something just doesn't quite mesh with your taste buds. The team at Trader Joe's understands this and will graciously give you a refund or let you grab a replacement item, no questions asked. Trader Joe's has a generous return policy, but the store also makes it easy for shoppers to get in and out quickly, without all the hassles typically associated with returns or refunds at other stores. One customer shared on Reddit that Trader Joe's employees have always been, quote, super chill about product issues. Bottom line, don't be afraid to speak up at Trader Joe's if you realize something isn't quite right after you get home and unload your shopping bags. As with many stores, there are right days and then there are wrong days to do your shopping. But if you really want to optimize your next Trader Joe's visit, consider shopping on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. The mornings are even better. Many Trader Joe's stores have tiny aisles, which can make them feel especially crowded during peak shopping times. People sure do love their Trader Joe's after all. The stores also don't use self-checkout lanes either, so you may have to wait in line for an employee to scan and bag your groceries. If you'd rather shop in peace, mornings tend to be the least busy times at most Trader Joe's stores, according to a manager on Reddit. Another perk of shopping early? Your store will have the freshest produce at that time. Plus, some hot-ticket items might even be sold out by the middle of the afternoon. So shop early and get them while you can. We get it, standing in the checkout line at any grocery store can be tedious. But just because you're bored doesn't mean you should start fussing with items you see at the checkout stand. More specifically, don't mess with the shiny metal bells hanging from the wall or the stand at your Trader Joe's store. These bells may seem like a fun diversion for customers, but they're anything but that. Trader Joe's employees use these bells to communicate with each other in lieu of a fancy public announcement speaker system installed throughout the store. The bells can indicate anything from, "It's time to open another register," or "We need a manager." If you randomly ring the bell, you'll distract store employees from more important tasks, like stocking the freezer with more mango mochi or adding additional bottles of 2-Buck Chuck to the shelves. If you're bored, play a game on your phone or strike up a conversation with other shoppers instead. Look around the shelves of your local Trader Joe's and you'll notice tons of unique products you've never seen anywhere else. Not to mention the bright, bold, and colorful labels on the boxes, bottles, and bags. You can thank the store's private label for all these interesting and delicious foods, plus the quirky branding. You might be looking for your favorite brand names while shopping, but you really don't want to skip out on the grocery chain's in-house store brand. Not only are these private label products super affordable, but they're also innovative and tasty. Trader Joe's wildly popular everything but the bagel seasoning is one of the most coveted. Other fun items include watermelon fruit spread, brookies, a hybrid of brownies and cookies, and ketchup seasoned with black summer truffles. Just wow!
I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
You might want to reconsider your grocery shopping strategy when you go to Trader Joe's. It'll make your life a lot easier by riding your bike or taking public transportation, because Trader Joe's stores have famously small parking lots with tiny parking spaces and tight corners. Trying to park a car will absolutely frustrate you, which is not the kind of mood you want to be in when shopping at a fun place. The small parking lots aren't an oversight by the grocery chain either. It's all part of Trader Joe's strategy for saving you money. Smaller parking lots means lower overhead costs, which can be passed along to customers. As CityLab explains, the small parking lots may also have something to do with Trader Joe's parent company, which owns the German grocery chain Aldi. Europe just doesn't build stores with huge, sprawling parking lots attached to them. If you're running a bunch of errands, there's no need to make a special trip to the liquor store if you're planning to stop by Trader Joe's. Not only can you pick up your groceries for the week, but you can also grab some beer and wine while you're at it. And if you're concerned about the quality of Trader Joe's wine and beer selection, think again. You'll find so much more, whether you're into hoppy IPA beers or bold red wines. Some Trader Joe's locations even carry liquor, depending on local state alcohol rules and regulations. There are dozens of Trader Joe's private label offerings, but you'll also find beers and wines made by companies you recognize. Thanks to Trader Joe's seemingly endless supply of unconventional and flavorful products, you're probably going to find some new foods and items you just can't live without. You won't be able to find these products anywhere else either, which is one reason you keep coming back to Trader Joe's week after week. Just don't get too attached to any one product sold at Trader Joe's. The store is constantly reinventing itself, rolling out new products while discontinuing other popular items. Brands often run experiments during which they release a limited supply of something new, then wait to see how it performs. Associate producer Helen Chow of CNBC's Make It said,
"When an exotic new product comes out, you might get your hands on it or you might not. What makes Trader Joe's products seem even more special is they come and go."
So if a new item flops, you may never be able to find it again. As the folks at Trader Joe's like to say, it's all part of the shopping adventure. You may be accustomed to clipping coupons or using your customer loyalty card to score extra discounts at your regular grocery store, but if you're planning a trip to shop at Trader Joe's, you can just head right to the checkout counter. Trader Joe's doesn't offer sales, deals, promotions, or any other discounts in its stores as a rule because they try to offer the best prices they can every day of the week. And if you're seeing a special Trader Joe's coupon or gift card deal online, just back away from your computer. These are either scams or unauthorized parties using Trader Joe's name. And while you're at it, go ahead and report what you've encountered to Trader Joe's. According to the store's website, Trader Joe's has no association with these organizations. When alerted to the existence of misleading promotions of this nature, we actively attempt to get our name removed. Though Trader Joe's is a far cry from a specialty store or a boutique grocery shop, you shouldn't plan to do all of your grocery shopping here. Some people can get away with making Trader Joe's their one and only grocery store, while other people may find they have to make additional shopping trips elsewhere. While Trader Joe's carries a diverse selection of products, they don't carry a ton of products. By some estimates, Trader Joe's has about 4,000 products at any given store, which is much lower than the 50,000 products you can expect to find on the shelves of a traditional grocery store, according to CNBC. This helps Trader Joe's employees more efficiently unload delivery trucks and stock shelves, since there are just fewer products to mess with. It also helps keep each store's labor costs low, which they can pass along to shoppers in the form of lower prices. If you arrive at your local Trader Joe's store and see that the space where your favorite product should be is bare, it's totally okay to ask an employee to check if there are any extras in the back. But don't get impatient and ask two employees to unwittingly perform this task at the same time. According to Insider, this is a particular pet peeve for store employees, who are all trying to do more with less to keep prices as low as possible. You're wasting their time, so be patient and remember that Trader Joe's often sells out of popular items. If you snooze, you lose. One of the coolest parts about shopping at Trader Joe's is you never know what you might find. If you see something new and enticing, you could throw it into your cart and try it out at home to see if you like it. Or you could take advantage of their generous sample philosophy instead. The chain actively encourages customers to try items in the store before they buy them.
You can bring it back if you get it home and you don't care for it. Can't imagine that on this one.
But there are limitations. Pop Sugar reports that you can't ask for a sample of frozen foods or alcohol. But you can always ask an employee to help you taste snacks, fruits, vegetables, and some of Trader Joe's prepared foods like sushi, sandwiches, and salads. Don't abuse this generosity, but also don't be afraid to ask. Trader Joe's gets so many new products all the time that it would be impossible to keep up without trying some every now and again.
Dried melon jerky and a food that smells like vomit. These are no-goes next time you go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's Everything But the Bagel Seasoning Blend has quite the fan base. It was introduced in 2017, and it was once voted as the best item available at TJ's, so the logical conclusion would be to sprinkle it on everything, right? But in the case of the Everything But the Bagel seasoned kettle-cooked potato chips, two rights have somehow made a wrong. It sounded like a recipe for success, but many customers wound up disappointed. One person commented on Reddit that they threw away their bag after everyone refused to eat them, while another noted that they were too sweet. And one comment summed up the general consensus: love the seasoning, hate the chips.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, son.
Everything But the Bagel isn't Trader Joe's only seasoning, of course. And while there are plenty of hits, there are also some occasional misses, including the cheesy seasoning blend. On paper, it sounds like a genius idea. You can add cheese to any dish you want. Alas, it somehow wasn't a good idea in this case. Many customers have gone online to voice their initial excitement to try the seasoning, that then quickly faded upon the first taste. Some people pointed out that the blend didn't even taste like cheese. The Trader Joe's Reviews Instagram account noted that the primary flavors were garlic, onion, and rosemary. Last time we checked, none of those are cheese. If you're curious and still want to try this cheesy seasoning blend for yourself, remember that the flavor you're probably anticipating may not be what you ultimately taste. If you've committed yourself to the Trader Joe's lifestyle, then you probably had high hopes about the gluten-free JoJo's chocolate and vanilla cream cookies. It's TJ's version of the classic Oreo, so what could be better? But ultimately, it just doesn't measure up. One customer who actually happened to prefer JoJo's to Oreos reached out on Reddit to see if they could find any like-minded customers, but instead, the thread filled up with those who were in fact let down by JoJo's. TJ's also sells a variety of seasonal JoJo's cookies, including a Halloween version, a pumpkin spice flavor for fall, and a candy cane variety during the holidays. Someone who actually liked the original cookie left a comment on Trader Joe's Reviews to say that they were horrified by the autumnal edition. Overnight oats are a convenient breakfast to start your day. You can soak your own at home, or you can opt for the convenience of a pre-made version. Trader Joe's sells vanilla overnight oats, which you can usually find with other prepared foods in the refrigerated section. Alas, there's a Reddit thread about Trader Joe's products to never purchase again that kicks off with one person tearing down the overnight oats. As it turns out, the taste is bad and the price is a sticking point. One small cup costs $1.99, but since you're only getting 5.5 ounces, it's not that great a deal. Your time and money is better spent buying a bag of rolled oats and making it yourself. One Trader Joe's item that seems to be universally disliked is the frozen beef fuzz soup. It was, in fact, one of the most mentioned items in a Reddit thread about the worst products at the store. One customer declared it unsalvageable, despite adding various spices and seasonings to enhance the dish. Ultimately, TJ's customers love pho, but this frozen version is a huge letdown that misses the mark on what makes this soup so tasty in the first place. Across the board, it seems like plenty of customers would love to find a quick and easy frozen option, but this one simply doesn't meet their standards. If you follow a gluten-free diet or are looking for healthy substitutes for your favorite cheat meals, chances are you're already familiar with cauliflower pizza crusts. They're offered at multiple major grocery chains, including Costco, Aldi, and, as you might expect, Trader Joe's. TJ's version is tasty enough, but it's a bit of a letdown nutritionally. People tend to turn to cauliflower substitutions when they're seeking healthy alternatives to gluten and wheat flour, but a glance at the nutritional facts tells a different story in this case. According to the packaging, 1/6 of the crust, or roughly one slice, contains 17 grams of carbohydrates. With an ingredient list that includes corn flour, cornstarch, and potato starch, some customers feel a bit slighted by what they thought would be a low-carb option.
Is butter a carb?
There are tons of ways to dress up a basic bowl of pasta, from classic red sauces to a simple drizzle of melted butter. For something a little different, you can turn to vodka sauce for a unique flavor. So if you come across a jar of pre-made vodka sauce at Trader Joe's, it's natural that you'd feel tempted to add it to your weekly lineup of meals. But TJ's customers are divided over this sauce. Some love the flavor, while others think it's more like a basic marinara rather than vodka sauce. One Reddit thread mentioned that the flavor was boring and closely resembled a run-of-the-mill red sauce that needed some heavy seasoning in order to liven up the taste. Some comments on Instagram mentioned its bland taste, with one person declaring it barely vodka sauce. So is it a decent jar of red sauce? Perhaps, but is it actually vodka sauce? That seems to be up for debate. So if you're looking for that distinct vodka sauce flavor, you're probably better off making it yourself from scratch. Every once in a while, you might come across a grocery item that sounds so unique that you figure it must be an undiscovered gem. After all, why would any company go through the trouble of making something so wild if it doesn't taste good? The dried fruit craze has reached nearly every fruit imaginable, but while some dried fruits are common, others require a little more heavy lifting to convince shoppers that they're worth a try. Which brings us to the unique selection of watermelon jerky. Dried fruit can be a healthy snack, but that didn't matter to one customer on Reddit who called Trader Joe's watermelon jerky an abomination to anything called jerky. Another opined that it wouldn't be so bad if the bag weren't filled with crunchy black seeds. And still another went so far as to describe the jerky as solidified garbage juice. Ranch dressing should be a safe bet for anyone who likes it on salad or as a dip. It's so popular and so commonplace that it shouldn't be hard to mess up, but somehow Trader Joe's did mess it up.
You done messed up, Aaron!
Trader Joe's sells a large assortment of unique dressings and sauces, and its organic ranch is one of the most divisive. One person on Reddit declared it to be inedible, while another was surprised that it wasn't the top answer to a thread about the worst product offered at TJ's. Simply put, you can find much better versions of ranch at pretty much any other supermarket. The freezer section at Trader Joe's is often where you'll find the most original and tastiest items. At first glance, the honey walnut shrimp might sound like a delicious option, so you may quickly find yourself tossing a couple of bags into your shopping cart for an easy dinner. But as it turns out, you should actually stay far away from these shrimp. As usual, it's worth consulting Reddit threads to see what other customers thought. One comment describes the shrimp as awful while adding, "It smells like vomit and tastes only slightly less worse." Another commenter noted that they usually love walnut shrimp, but Trader Joe's version didn't measure up because it was too sweet and goopy. However, this might not be a completely lost cause, as one other customer recommended adding sriracha chili garlic sauce to enhance the flavor. Trader Joe's excels in a few categories, especially its butters and spreads. Most of their nut butters have a passionate following, as evidenced by a Reddit thread filled with words of praise for seemingly every variety they offer. For fans of the almond butter, excitement was surely high when TJ's rolled out their almond butter puff cereal. Despite the company's claims that almond butter makes up 40% of the recipe, one customer insisted on Reddit that they wouldn't have been able to tell that was the predominant flavor in a blind taste test. Several commenters were similarly underwhelmed, with many pointing out that the cereal is so hard and crunchy that they initially thought it was stale. Another Reddit thread highlighting the stale consistency included many comments from customers who were excited to try what seemed to be an almond butter version of Reese's Puffs, only to be sorely let down.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
If you hail from the American Northeast, then you probably have very strong opinions about apple cider. A fall staple in many households, it should have a distinct fresh flavor that you won't find in any garden variety bottle of processed apple juice. Depending on where you live, you may find that your local Trader Joe's sells fresh apple cider in its refrigerated section. But nationwide, you're more likely to come across its shelf-stable spiced apple cider. It comes with a laundry list of ingredients, including spices like allspice, cinnamon, and cloves. Many customers who tried it were quick to point out on Reddit that the addition of these flavors took away from the apple-forward aromas that cider fans expect to taste. While TJ's spiced apple cider may offer something different than regular apple juice, the unique flavor you find in fresh apple cider is missing from the shelf-stable version. The majority of the commenters on Reddit preferred fresh cider to the spice version, with one simply calling the latter trash. Long story short, spiced apple cider might be a step up from apple juice, but it pales in comparison to any fresh variety. There are few food groups more universally beloved than melted cheese, so whenever there's an opportunity to pick up a jar of queso, consumers naturally jump on it at lightning speed. With that in mind, we can certainly understand if your expectations are sky high when you come across the queso cheese dip at Trader Joe's. Alas, get ready for those expectations to be dashed. A review from the What's Good at Trader Joe's blog dings the cheese dip on both texture and taste, pointing out that heating it up is an absolute must in order to be able to somewhat enjoy it. One person on Reddit wondered how anyone could think it's tasty when it contains 0 grams of fat, while another simply called it disappointment in a jar. Others criticized the dip for tasting too vinegary, which probably has something to do with apple cider vinegar being one of the ingredients. Another disappointing category of Trader Joe's items isn't actually a type of food. Just like any other grocery store, TJ's also sells inedible household products, including paper items like toilet paper and paper towels. While it may be tempting to make Trader Joe's a one-stop shop and pick up a few rolls of paper towels while you're there, we caution against it. When asked about the worst product at Trader Joe's, one comment on Reddit noted that the paper towels are worse than any food item, claiming that they basically dissolve the moment they come into contact with water. Another commenter warned users to avoid even touching the paper towels with wet fingers, or they will immediately disintegrate, and the toilet paper is just as bad according to these reviews.
I demand TV! I demand TV!
Some consumers, however, insist that the paper towels are decent quality for the price, and that they're comparable to many other store brands. You'll ultimately have to decide whether it's worth the gamble yourself.
Refried beans, chunk chicken, and seasonal favorites, oh my. Which canned Trader Joe's staple that you buy is better left on the shelf? Like any grocery store, Trader Joe's is where you will come across an array of canned goods to stock up on in your pantry. While canned beans might be one of those items you casually grab without a second thought as you walk down the aisle, loyal Trader Joe's shoppers are wary about one canned good. When it comes to the store's giant baked beans and tomato sauce, the vegan experimentalist perhaps put it best.
Nope.
The promise of an affordable, shelf-stable kitchen staple quickly evaporates when reviewers reveal that you'll probably taste the can more than the beans themselves. Those on Reddit seem to be in agreement about another criticism from the vegan experimentalist. The beans are just too sweet. It is probably assumed that baked beans will come with a touch of sweetness to them, but the giant baked beans leave many confused about what exactly to do with them. It's also worth pointing out that some users on Reddit wondered whether the canned beans were more palatable if you heated them up or not. If you need to bother asking the question, then perhaps you already know the answer. If you are unfamiliar with Greek cuisine, you may be puzzled by the concept of dolmas. But those in the know may be quicker to give them a try when you come across a can at Trader Joe's. The Greek delicacy, made with leaves usually stuffed with a rice filling, can be quite tasty if done well. Unfortunately, Trader Joe's seems to miss the mark with its particular variety. While Eating at Joe's admits that it may take a while to grow accustomed to the taste of dolmas, Trader Joe's is not doing its dolmas any favors by throwing in an odd mix of ingredients, like dill and mint, into the mixture. A shopper on Reddit mentioned how the dolmas are their least favorite thing to buy at Trader Joe's, but added that there are better versions out there in the world. So it is not so much that dolmas are a total lost cause, rather it's specifically the Trader Joe's dolmas that are a lost cause. Not to be outdone by our friend the sardine, dorade is another kind of fish that shoppers can buy in a canned variety at the grocery store. If you have an affinity for sardines and are looking to branch out, you might have stopped in the canned food aisle in the past and considered picking up some dorade to see how it compares. While most of Trader Joe's canned fish varieties seem to be widely popular, such as its smoked trout, the dorade appears to come up short when one looks for any sign of approval. One comment noted that the dorade sold at Trader Joe's is unusually terrible when compared to the other choices available, like sardines, herring, and mackerel.
Oh my God.
Another Reddit thread revealed many shoppers who found the smell to be quite off-putting, only to be followed up by a so-so experience when eating them. Several noted that the flavor of the dorade was bland, and definitely not worth the labor that is required to get past the smell. Of the canned fish sold at Trader Joe's, the dorade seems to be the only kind that received multiple knocks against it, which is interesting considering that it received good marks for flavor from Fortune Fish and Gourmet. Perhaps the dorade is the kind of fish that's best eaten fresh and not straight out of a can. Stepping away from the world of canned fish, but without straying too far, let's discuss the complexities of canned chicken meat. That's right, tuna and sardines are not the only common shelf-stable protein you can find in grocery stores. Canned chicken can work in a pinch if you need a small amount and you're shopping on a budget. However, when you do the math, canned chicken may not be as good of a bargain as you might think. Canned foods are usually synonymous with affordability, but if you shop around for deals, you may find fresh chicken meat for way cheaper at the per-pound rate than its canned counterpart. While the flavor of canned chicken is not nearly as offensive as you may think, most of the criticism found on Reddit points out that buying canned chicken from Trader Joe's is simply not a good deal. While the flavor is not bad per se, it is also not doing any favors, as we pointed out on our previous list of canned foods to avoid at Trader Joe's. If you get this can, you'll have to rely on the seasoning to do all the heavy lifting. In the world of dairy substitutes, coconut milk has a creamier texture than many of its competitors, which many consumers will find appealing when adding to their favorite beverage or soup. The creaminess is amplified by coconut milk's added benefits, such as lower calories in 1 cup than cow's milk, according to Medical News Today. There are countless brands that are capitalizing on dairy substitute trends, including Trader Joe's, which sells cans of coconut cream in its stores. If you're a longtime customer of Trader Joe's, then you may recognize when the formula changes in your favorite items. That seems to be the case with its organic coconut cream, as shoppers on Trader Joe's reviews note that the quality is not what it used to be. Many noticed that its oily consistency is not what they were expecting from this particular product. As with many other products, a natural separation of oil is nothing to be alarmed by. But in this case, it's hard to ignore. We noted that it was nearly impossible to stir the cream as the ingredients remained separated, making all of us mourn the passing of the Trader Joe's coconut cream of old. Trader Joe's just seems to be striking out left and right with their coconut cream products these days. There are also a large variety of canned beverages you can find at the grocery chain, including some canned coffees. If you're looking to enjoy your morning cup of joe without any dairy, then its coconut cream latte may sound too good to be true. Well, according to the reviews we found, that unfortunately does seem to be the case.
It sounds like a lot of... Sounds like a...
Yeah, sorry, there's no hoopla around this cup of joe. Just like the coconut cream mentioned before, the coconut cream latte seems to have a rather oily problem. One review on Go Dairy Free mentioned that the oily base made the drink unappetizing, while another review complained that the drink made them sick. The sharp criticisms continue over on Reddit, with many comments noting the drink's sour taste. Some even pointed out that they could not finish the drink, and it wound up in the trash after just a couple of sips. Ouch. Some canned goods are simple, straightforward, and exactly what you would expect. Whether you're stocking up on canned vegetables, tuna, or beans, there's not a whole lot of mystery involved when picking items up from the grocery store. To keep things interesting, Trader Joe's concocted its Grecian-style eggplant with tomatoes and onions. Canned eggplant. What could go wrong? Apparently, a lot can go wrong. According to What's Good at Trader Joe's, the featured flavor of eggplant is overshadowed by the tomatoes. Perhaps this is less of a can of eggplant featuring tomatoes and more of a canned tomato situation featuring eggplant. Taste aside, the reviewers pointed out the bizarre texture they experienced was not something they would expect from eggplant, which culminates in a downright confusing food item. If you love tomatoes, then this item might be a winner in your book. But if you understandably purchased this expecting eggplant, then you probably will be let down. Refried beans can be dressed up or dressed down in a number of ways, with the best canned versions coming with some sort of added flavor-enhancing, simple but filling beans. Trader Joe's sells traditional refried beans, but if you want your beans to come with an extra bit of zest without having to add any ingredients yourself, Trader Joe's offers its refried black beans with jalapeno peppers. The mistake made here would be to simply purchase and prepare the can of beans as is without any sort of accompanying ingredients. Trader Joe's rants pointed out that the jalapeno flavor seemed non-existent, and just a few minutes of added attention could seriously elevate this side dish into something more.
Careful now, this frito pie is spicy, spicy, spicy.
Several others on Reddit also noticed the rather disappointingly bland flavor that these black beans carried, making them no different than a regular can of beans. Due to the lack of added flavor from the supposed jalapeno peppers, you're probably better off picking up a can of traditional refried beans and dressing them up yourself. Trader Joe's creates a bit of a frenzy multiple times each year with its rotation of seasonal items arriving in the stores. Whether it's the butternut squash macaroni and cheese in the fall, or the chocolate-covered peppermint JoJo's for the holidays, the arrival of its seasonal offerings have grown into a cult-like event, much like the annual return of Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. But not every seasonal item at Trader Joe's is a hit, as is the case with the sparkling pomegranate punch. Pomegranate is a signature fruity flavor during the holiday season, with an array of cocktails and bubbly beverages popping up on your Pinterest board each fall. So when cans of sparkling pomegranate juice arrived on the shelves at Trader Joe's, holiday cocktail enthusiasts were ecstatic. Unfortunately, many quickly noticed the drink had an off-putting flavor that reminded them more of ginger than pomegranate. Trader Joe's food reviews added on Instagram that the pomegranate drink was missing its most important flavor, pomegranate. And What's Good at Trader Joe's simply put it as the drink not being pomegranate-y enough. It's worth mentioning that Trader Joe's does sell more flavors of sparkling juice that customers seem to enjoy across the board via Reddit. It must have simply missed the mark with this pomegranate variety. Do not use the sparkling pomegranate punch as a metric for whether you should purchase other sparkling juices from Trader Joe's. Fans seem to enjoy most other flavors. Last, but certainly not least, there is the canned turkey chili with beans. For starters, this is not the healthiest of items you can find in the store. You are far better off preparing your own turkey chili from scratch, as one can contains a whopping 800 milligrams of sodium, or 30% of the recommended daily amount according to Fujicate. Not only that, but let's address the fact that this is just a processed version of something you can probably make fresh with much better results. Even if this were a healthy version of canned chili, the off-putting smell and taste alone have sent many Trader Joe's shoppers running with a similar reaction to the giant baked beans.
Nope, that's gross.
We also must address the elephant in the room. Beans are high in non-digestible compounds like fiber and raffinose, both of which are responsible for gas production in the gut, according to Healthline. So consuming a can of turkey chili may, as one pointed Redditor suggests, serve as an effective means of colonoscopy preparation. Of all the different Trader Joe's canned items, this only may be the one that you have to be most wary of consuming, particularly if you're in the company of others.
Have you ever tried spicing up a dish with dukkha? What about furikake? And what exactly is a 21 seasoning salute anyway? Keep watching to learn what they are and just how to use these and other awesome Trader Joe's seasonings. Legend has it that the first everything bagel was invented in Queens, New York in the 1980s. But Trader Joe's repopularized the favorite with its Everything But the Bagel seasoning blend, which hit shelves in 2017 and took the food world by storm. Black and white sesame seeds, poppy seeds, dried minced garlic, onion, and salt. This blend is full of both flavor and texture. You can use it to spice up any bagel and cream cheese. Or you can really run wild with it, putting it on everything from eggs and avocado toast, mixing it in with breadcrumbs, tossing it with roasted veggies, or sprinkling it on salads. It spawned a host of copycat recipes, as well as a whole line of food products at Trader Joe's. From dip to smoked salmon to mixed nuts, it truly sparked a movement of new food flavoring and consistently ranks as Trader Joe's most popular item in Customer Choice Awards. Elote, ears of hot roasted corn slathered with mayo then rolled in chili powder and tangy cotija cheese, is a traditional Mexican street food. Iterations may include cilantro, lime, salt, or butter in place of mayo, and variations on the cheese. Trader Joe's saw the skyrocketing popularity of this snack and decided to get in on the trend with a seasoning blend that leaves you just wanting the corn. Ingredients include sugar, salt, Parmesan cheese, corn flour, chili pepper, chipotle powder, cilantro, and cumin. You can use it to make elote, obviously, but try to think outside the box a little bit. You could sprinkle it on fresh popped popcorn, mix it with breadcrumbs to make savory, crispy fried chicken, infuse it in your cornbread batter, and more. It adds deep savoriness with just enough smoky spice to clean out your nostrils. Trader Joe's is on a mission to eloteify everything. In addition to the spice blend, they sell popular frozen corn with elote toppings mix and Flavor Bomb elote-flavored corn chips. We all know stuffing is the best part of Thanksgiving, and the newest member of Trader Joe's Everything But Spice family is perfect for the winter holidays. It's literally like having Thanksgiving in a bottle, a mix of thyme, sage, parsley, onion, and garlic, turmeric, yeast, and salt. It's perfect to flavor your turkey, of course, but also sprinkle it liberally into soups, stews, mashed potatoes, or pretty much any comfort food imaginable. One Trader Joe's employee referred to the new blend as a, quote, magic powder. It may taste just like a Thanksgiving turkey, but it's actually completely vegan. Trader Joe's recommends shaking it all over your turkey cutlets, sweet potatoes, and Brussels sprouts for a healthy and comforting sheet pan dinner. Similar to an Italian seasoning blend, this will make you feel like a true whiz in the kitchen. The ingredient list really does include 21 different spices, including classics like onion powder, garlic, parsley, basil, oregano, thyme, and so forth, as well as some surprises like dried carrot peel and tomato granules. This makes it a great base for soups, tomato sauces, stews, and marinades, as well as a topping for dips, pizza, and more. People love the slightly citrusy flavor that makes potatoes and home fries especially bright and tasty. You can just shake it liberally into sour cream for your potato chips, top pizza with it, or you can also jazz up your salad dressings for a healthier application. The incredible flavor comes from a blend made with absolutely no salt, so if there's too much salt in your diet, this is a great way to cut back without sacrifice. Umami is that mysterious, extra savory flavor found in mushrooms, soy sauce, fish sauce, anchovy paste, miso, and other kitchen whiz staples. This takes all the guesswork out of flavoring your dishes. Even if you've never heard of miso powder, let alone cooked with it, this seasoning blend is made with real dried, crushed mushrooms and other spices like salt, onion, and mustard powder to add a depth of flavor to soups, veggies, meat, eggs, and more. Trader Joe's points out it's particularly useful if you're following a specific eating plan, as it can add a meaty flavor to plant-based foods and add depth without changing the nutritional makeup of your meals. A dash will go a long way, but favorite uses for this blend include mixing it into turkey burgers, topping your eggs or avocado toast, and more. It can even be shaken into a veggie broth to make it taste more meaty. Chicken salt is an Australian thing that popped onto shelves in the 1970s and soon became a staple at fish and chip shops across Australia. It may remind you of a chicken bouillon cube or the little flavoring packet that comes with instant ramen. The original chicken salt brand has onion powder, garlic powder, celery salt, paprika, chicken bouillon, and MSG, but the current recipe contains no meat products. Trader Joe's made their own vegan version in 2020 to help bring a little taste of the Down Under to the States. It's made with salt, onion, and garlic powder, celery seed, ginger powder, turmeric, and pepper. Like a lot of the savory specials on this list, it's an all-purpose blend that will add some serious flavor to simple meals. Sprinkle it on French fries to recreate the Australian fish and chip experience. Ratchet up your roasted chicken, of course, or make a plant-based alternative a little meatier, like cauliflower steaks. This smoky grinder is perfect for adding tons of depth and flavor to barbecue-style recipes. According to the Trader Joe's product description, the paprika is actually grown in Africa and then slow-smoked for 2 days over a hardwood often used for barbecuing. From there, the paprika kernels are mixed with pepper, basil, and salt. Trader Joe's fans say this is great in homemade barbecue sauce or sprinkled and rubbed on bacon. It's seasonal, and you're most likely to find it at the start of barbecue season in May, according to savvy Redditors. It's perfect for grilling meats and veggies, of course, but it also works in mac and cheese, rice, pasta, eggs, fries, casseroles, stir-fry, jerky. Sorry, but you get the idea, right? You could even go as far as to mix the South African smoke with the everything but the elote blend to create the smokiest, most flavorful mac and cheese out there. The key to this masterpiece is to mix the spices both into the cheese sauce and into the panko breadcrumb topping. Dukkha is an Egyptian nut and seed blend, most commonly made with hazelnuts, cashews, herbs like marjoram, and other spices. It's eaten in many ways throughout the Middle East, but most commonly as an appetizer dip with crusty bread. The Trader Joe's take on this blend is slightly spicy, crunchy, and nutty. The best use for it is right there on the jar. Pour some good olive oil on a plate, sprinkle in the dukkha, and dip a hunk of crusty bread right into it. The textured mix of almonds, sesame seeds, fennel seeds, coriander, anise seeds, and salt is extremely versatile and a bit more unique than many of the other blends on this list. Anise and fennel seeds give it a licorice-type flavor, and the texture makes it an excellent topping for creamy hummus or to crust chicken. Pumpkin pie spice is a classic blend and not unique to Trader Joe's, but a favorite taste all the same, and one of TJ's only sweet spice blends. It has a mix of cinnamon, ginger, cloves, nutmeg, and the surprise ingredient of lemon peel. Chowhound breaks down some of the main components of pumpkin pie spice and explains that ginger has healing properties and a bit of spice, while cinnamon is typically the most dominant flavor profile of the blend. Use it for all your warm and comforting baking needs, from pies and breads to cookies, muffins, and more. Trader Joe's is known for its countless pumpkin products that come out every fall, from pasta sauce to pretzels. But sometimes it's nice to go back to the basics. Trader Joe's classic pumpkin pie recipe calls for a generous 2 teaspoons of the spice mix, as well as canned pumpkin, butter, brown sugar, evaporated milk, and a pre-made pie crust to keep things simple. Beyond traditional baked goods, try dousing your oatmeal with this warm blend to truly make your mornings cozy. Furikake is a Japanese favorite often found in poke bars, which typically includes salt, sesame seeds, and small flakes of seaweed. Traditional furikake may also include MSG and other add-ins like wasabi and salmon flakes. It's delightfully salty.
Salty.
But it's more than just that. It's also a little briny, well-textured, and perfect for dressing up Japanese-style dishes like fish, rice, and udon noodles. You can also make a fancy-as-heck sushi rice bowl and poke bowl from the comfort of your own home. The Trader Joe's version is MSG-free, with a simple ingredient list of black and white sesame, seaweed, kelp powder, and salt for a briny, fishy flavor. Trader Joe's recommends mixing it into panko breadcrumbs and breading baked sriracha-flavored tofu strips for a delicious and protein-packed dinner of fries, with a dipping sauce of your choosing. According to some bloggers, you have to use a generous amount to get some flavor beyond just salty with this one. This is a seasoning blend in liquid form, but deserves a spot here all the same. At first glance, it may seem like a soy sauce substitute, and you're not too far off. It will work similarly in most recipes. It's dark, savory, slightly sweet, and salty. It's made with coconut sap boiled with sea salt and makes a great substitute for those looking to lower their sodium intake, who have soy allergies, or who are following diets like paleo or Whole30 that prohibit soy products. What's an amino exactly, and why is it good for you?
I don't know, but I'm sure you tell me, my brother.
They're essential compounds that the body needs to help build protein. However, they don't occur naturally and are instead obtained through diet. The coconut sap extraction and boiling process result in 13 amino acids, so you can feel extra healthy while flavoring your favorite foods.